What's going on, y'all? I'm slightly less sick than last time. Um, Still have a bit of a cough, but it's not really as crazy anymore. Thankfully, um, able to go, at least a couple hours a day without really coughing much. But I finished my chemo about an hour ago for today. Tomorrow is my last day of infusion chemo, and then after that, I just have the remaining 28 days of venetoclax, which is an oral chemo, which is, it's whatever. It is what it is. I don't need any transfusions this week, at least not yet. Doctor said counts are dropping pretty normally, and not necessarily in line with an aggressive recurrence of leukemia, which is, good news, because my counts are supposed to drop from the chemo, but they're not supposed to drop a ton. And if they're dropping a ton, that would mean that the leukemia was extra aggressive. But it's not showing that yet, which is nice. I am pretty far off from needing a transfusion of hemoglobin, which is pretty nice, because I get to stay a little stronger than usual. I only need potentially a transfusion of platelets, which is annoying. I don't really want to sit there hooked up to a blood bag for a couple hours, but really not the worst. I don't really notice many symptoms of low platelets. I get like the little low platelet rash, but it doesn't itch or anything. It just shows up a bunch of red dots on my neck usually, which is absolutely nothing compared to needing a blood transfusion. You end up feeling very weak. Even now, I do get very out of breath going up the stairs. I need a small break, even in my house, after going up them, which is pretty irritating. But it could be a lot worse, thankfully. Yeah. Blood transfusions I think they're cool. I think it's cool to watch the blood go into you, personally. But you don't really want to be that weak, usually. And I haven't been that weak outside of a hospital yet. So I'm hoping I'll stay pretty relatively strong, at least, not strong enough to work out yet, but we will see. I definitely don't think I'm going to be hitting any PRs or anything anytime soon. I've got a couple of cycles left at my chemo for sure left. They want to wait until it's in remission to do a donor cell transfusion. So we'll see if it takes 1 cycle, 2 cycles, or how many. But most likely there will be more than 1 round of chemo, which it's very expected. Because even if I did go into remission after my first treatment of induction chemo last time, but if I didn't get a stem cell transplant, I think I would have had to do at least 3 more rounds of chemo after that. But since I got the transplant, I got 1 round of chemo and then the stem cell transplant, or 1 round of chemo after the induction, which is a whole thing. Really not fun. I don't want to get another stem cell transplant if I don't have to. Oh my God, I just spilled coffee all over myself. I'm not looking forward to starting school yet. This round of chemo should be done by, I think, the 28th, actually. Or somewhere around there. Either the 28th or, 29th. That's when I'll be done with all the chemo this time. Usually they do like a little week break. So, somewhere around the 10th, I guess, of January. And then I would end up, that's the same week school starts. So starting chemo the same week school starts, it's gotta be pretty annoying. I don't know exactly how many hours of school I'm gonna end up doing. I'm hoping that with my disability and accommodation letter to the school, that I might end up being able to get like a course load reduction and get more financial aid that way. Because, you know, even when you have cancer, like tuition is still expensive and costs a lot. And hopefully that works out. I've applied to a pretty decent number of scholarships with the school. And some of them not even having like a big essay portion, just like describe your personal circumstances. And, you know, I feel like I've got some pretty strong ones for some financial aid. But I won't really know until much later, at least until January, I don't think. There should be another like Texas grant that's like, it's like the Pell Grant, but for some reason I think it might be reserved for completely full-time students, and I'm only enrolled in 11 hours at the moment. I might just enroll in another one to bump that number up to 12, see if the scholarship gets through, submit my disability information, so hopefully that one will continue even though I drop down to 11. Or if my if one of my other courses goes through, I'd be up to 13, something like that, 13 hours, and keep that scholarship, which would be nice, just because I don't exactly have a couple thousand lying around for tuition. But I mean, who does? You know, who are these people with a college savings account? You tell me your parents are financially responsible? Not me, not mine. But yeah, I've got a little final to do after I finish recording this. It's just asynchronous, so it's online, and I get to use the textbook and everything, which is pretty nice. But I'm just gonna make a quick little review sheet with the information she provided, and then go ahead and take that. But yeah, just a tiny little update.